Hi everyone and welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer and I'm excited to be here with you today on this Facebook and YouTube Live. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Auckland, New Zealand. Been a demo for 12 years now and enjoying the journey and all that I have learned. And I love being able to share stamping and paper crafting with others. So thank you for being here. If you are watching this on YouTube, then feel free to subscribe to my channel so you'll be kept up to date with other videos and things as well. And if you are on Facebook or YouTube, actually, you can comment as we go too. So let me know that you're here and where you're from. I appreciate you being here. Even if you're watching the recording, you can still comment. Feel free to ask questions as we go and I'll do my best to answer as well. So today I'm going to be sharing a project with you that uses the Decorative Trees Bundle, which is from the new mini catalogue that came out at the beginning of September. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this catalogue and had lots of fun with these decorative tree dies. I love Christmas trees on cards, the more traditional kind of Christmas cards and things. And there are so many possibilities with this set with stamps and dies. And I'm going to show you a few of those today. And then there'll be some tips and things that I share with you that you'll be able to apply to other aspects of your stamping as well, whether you've got this particular set or something else. So I hope you find it useful and you learn some things as we go. So let me change over to my desk and we can see. Here we go. So this is the decorative dies. So I'm just going to show you my catalogue as well. So that it's from this mini catalogue. There we are. So my customers and things would have been sent them out. If you have missed out, do get in contact with me. And if you don't already have a demonstrator, then I can send you one. Be happy to do that. And what we're going to look at is the decorative dies, which are on page 42. Here they are. So this is a cool set. You can see here, look at all those possibilities with the different trees and then different ways of embellishing it as well. And then there's some examples here too. So all sorts of possibilities and it's just lots of fun. All right. Okay. So I'm assuming you can all see me okay and everyone's all good? Yes? Okay. Very good. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are also going to use in today's creation our Season of Elegance paper, which is also in the catalogue. Just grabbing it here. So that is a little bit earlier in the catalogue. So there's a whole suite here, and this is the paper, and it's got some lovely gold aspect to it as well. And there's even gold embellishments and things. So this is what it looks like. I saw this and thought, wow, it's very stunning. So we've got, so the colors that it includes, is your old olive and your mossy meadow, some cherry cobbler, some pretty peacock, and then this is the basic beige. So that's quite cool with the gold. Now the other side is as well, but it's without the gold, just more the colors, but more of just a sort of matted neutral kind of look there. So you'll see that the designs on them are a little bit different. Like this one here, the gold is kind of all over, whereas this one here, it's more in the middle area, and the same with the pretty peacock in the middle. So we're going to use this today. So when I cut it in half, you'll see one side has got gold, but the other is more just the red, the cherry cobbler. And this one here is more kind of solid parts of gold, whereas this one is a bit more patchy. You can see I've used some of that as well. So there's, even though there's some colors that are the same, there are some differences within the colors as well. So this one again is some more solid bits. This one here is a bit more patchy. This one you can see more old olive. This one's a bit more mossy meadow. So you can use what you like. Okay. So the stamp sets, so we've got sentiments and stamps. So we're going to use the stamp today, and I'll show you a couple options with that. But the dies, there are so many possibilities with the dies. There's lots of them. And I like to photocopy them before I take them off the cards so I can remember what's there. And also I add a magnetic sheet underneath, and then they don't fall off and I know what's there. So we have 4 different big dies, and I don't know if I need a plain piece of paper behind it to show you what the image is like. Oh, let me grab this. So we've got one that looks like sort of, you have to see it this way, I think. Snowflakes. This is more kind of your plaid cross sort of look. This one is dotty, and this one is kind of stripes and dotties. So they are one layer, and I'll show you, give you a tip for putting those together, and you can apply that with other stamps as well. Then this one here, you'll notice that these are a bit smaller. So this is more swirls, this is more kind of holly and stuff. So you can still cut it out with this. You'll just need to move it up to cut the bottom part. And then we've got this one here, which you could add in the middle of this. And then embellishments. So the embellishments, I don't know if you can tell, there's a set of 6 bows there. There's 3. These are good because they're joined together. 3 little ornaments, so they'll be great with like what do you call it? Glimmer paper. A star to put on top of your tree, and then this is for the bottom of your trunks if you want a short one or a big one. And there's a bow, and then there is these bits here. I really do think you need to keep them on a magnet because you could lose them so easily. So these are like your tinsel, your you can make gold and string it across your tree and that kind of thing. So there's all sorts of ways of decorating your tree if you wish. So I'm going to put these back carefully so that I don't lose them. And before we make the card, I'm just going to show you a few different ways of using it, and then we'll make our card. All right. So keep it all safe. And you might want to either have a magnetic sheet or a little container. Can't pick this one up. To keep them in so you don't lose the little bits. Okay, so that's the cool set. So different options with trees. So you can keep it simple, and you can just stamp it out with some ink and then cut it out. So this is old olive cardstock, and I have stamped an old olive and just cut it out. And of course you can add your trunk and your star later on. This one I've stepped up. This is on Mossy Meadow, and I have gold embossed to stamp with Versamark, and then I've gold embossed it. So that one is on Mossy Meadow, and the same thing but on old olive. Now I've got a couple examples of using some of the die cuts. So this one here, I have used what do you call it? So some of the gold foil, and just put that in the middle. And this one here, I've done a completely different color. So I've used silver. So this is kind of the snowflake one, and I have put it on some boho blue. This one here, I have put gold in the background and green on the top, old olive. So that's that kind of plaid look. And then this is one of the smaller trees. This has got gold in the back and green on top. So what I thought I would do is I'll show you how to use the intricate dies, and I'm going to do the reverse. So I'm going to put gold on the top and green behind it. I've got no idea what that's going to look like. I thought we'd try that on the live and see. And then for my card, I had planned on doing this, but we can have a little play and see what works. But this is only some of the possibilities with these dies. I haven't even used them all. There is that striped one that one could use. Would look quite nice with the green and the gold behind, and the dotty one too. You could have some glimmer paper or something showing through. So I haven't even used all of those ones yet. And there's also that other little holly one, but so many possibilities. But you can, yeah, have fun with that. So I've got my tree for the background, and I'm going to get a piece of gold foil. And what you want to use is a magnetic sheet. So magnetic sheets come in a 6 by 12. Just trying to think if I used them before. So they're big sheet, and you get several of them in a pack. And where's my little bit of gold that I put aside to use? We're going to put some of this on the back before we cut it out, and that'll make it so much easier when adhering it to our card. Or maybe I've put the scrap inside the card to keep it safe. Why is it I have everything ready, and then when I start, something is always missing? Okay, we'll use another bit of gold, not the bit I planned on doing. Okay, so this here, so I'm going to use that plaid one. Or maybe I should use the stripes because we haven't seen the stripes. So I'm going to change a plan. All right, so we're going to put that on there. So does it just fits? So I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to put my adhesive streak piece. Ah, it's here it is. I found that piece I was going to use. It's here. So I think, does that fit? It does. Okay, so I'm going to peel off this, put this on the back, so it, and we'll just cut that extra bit. I'm actually just going to cut like that, okay, because we don't want to make it sticky on our machine. And I had another thin bit somewhere. Yeah, I'm just using up all my scraps here. So about there. Peel off the top layer and stick it down. So it's basically a double-sided sheet. So we'll put that there. We'll cut off any extra. Okay. There we go. So then what I'm going to do, so changing my mind as we go so we can see what this one is. I have actually done this before the other way around with the green on top and the gold behind. So I don't know what it's going to look like, but we can see. All right, grabbing my machine. And we're going to put it through. So I'll just have to show you that side because otherwise everything is going to shake. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the die on there, on top, on the gold, and putting it through. So when you have it, oh, the whole table's shaking. When you have an intricate die, you want to use adhesive backing sheet on the back because it will make it so much easier for adhering it. I'll put that out of the way. All right, so usually you'd have to poke all the things out, but because we're going, it's already kind of stuck to something, it'll actually mostly come out as we go. I'll show you what I mean. So we just need to kind of get it going, get it out the die, then we'll be fine. So it's kind of got a slight, another layer there. Here we go, there we are. So this is what it looks like. So if we peel the backing off, you'll see that a lot of those extra bits will actually stick to the backing, and so they will be pushed out. So now this is sticky. So we're just going to poke out any last ones that didn't quite come out. There's a bit of paper there. And now we have the fun of lining it up and sticking it down. So this is Mossy Meadow at the back, and you've got gold on the front. Now we want to try and get those, can you see what I'm doing? Lines straight. Is there something stuck there? It's just buckling slightly. I'll glue that side down, and then we'll just check over here what's going on. Seems to be okay now. But we're not quite lined up, so you can just move it a little bit if you want to. So it sticks, but you can adjust it slightly if you need to. And nothing like being on pressure when you're on live video. Okay, just need to straighten up that bottom bit a little bit. Okay. So that looks quite cool. That's what it looks like with green behind, gold on the front. And I'll just quickly give you a preview. I won't show you the whole card because it's part of a event, but there is the reverse with the gold behind and old olive on the front. So there you go. Okay, so that is, I actually quite like that with the gold on the top and then the green behind. So the important thing is when you cut those intricate dies is use some of the adhesive sheet, but remember you must put it on the back of the cardstock that you're going to cut out before you put it through the machine. And then when you peel it off, a lot of those bits will stay stuck to it, so it actually makes it easier. You don't have to poke them all out. So that's for the intricate die. So what I'm going to do today for my card, shall I show you the card, is we're going to make this one. So we are going to gold emboss that. All right. So you'll see that I've got a circle here, which is from the Spotlight of Nature. So those dies, I've used them before a while ago, are amazing. So these are here. So this one I forgot to photocopy before I put them on, but we sort of know where they go. And I have used, I think, not the biggest, but the second one, which is there. So a tip when you're putting your card together is, where's my card base? So this is going to be, I was using it for something. Oh, there we go. I put it aside. Here it is. When you adhere this to the front, oops, I've shown you the secret. All you're going to see is around the edge. So what you want to do is, I forgot to do it on this card, I thought of it afterwards, is you can die cut your circle out of this ahead of time, and then no one would know because it's covered up. Now, I wouldn't tend to do that on an inside layer because as you're writing, it'll be a bit bumpy, but on the top card, particularly when we've layered it up, you wouldn't even know that it was a bit missing. Now, question, I need your help. So with this card, I put, remember that gold strip was in the middle, so it's going to be half. I'll show you the paper. So this went through the middle. I don't really want to cut just in the middle because I'd waste. So I cut down there and cut my rectangle. So it means gold's on one half, not the other. So do we want to do it the same with the gold at the top, or do we want to do it with gold at the bottom? So let me know what you think. Right, my glue. So now that I'm sort of knowing what we're doing, I can answer some questions and things. So thank you to those that are joining me today. Linda, Joe, Lynette, appreciate you being here. And I see, where do we get the magnetic sheets from? Well, near my house is a place where they do big magnetic, what do you call them? You know, they make, they're a business that sell magnetic things. So you can buy sheets from there. But before that, I'd actually just go to the $2 shop and buy either this size or A4 and just cut them down. So just somewhere like that, maybe a $2 shop, you might find them. All right, so once we've cut that, we can then stick that together, and then we're going to put that on our card front. Oh, I need to know. Bottom. Okay. I see some answers. Bottom, we say. Then it's different, and we can see which way. Has everyone said bottom? Gold at the bottom. Okay, cool. Is that because you want it different from what I did, or just because you think it will look better at the bottom? Okay, appreciate your help there. All right, so what we're going to do is, this was the bit that I die cut earlier, so that will go there. Now this color here is actually, do you know what it is? Shall I let you have a guess? I know sometimes in the camera it's hard to see. It's not basic white, and it's not very vanilla. So anyone like to have a guess at what color that is? So while you're thinking about that, let's do our tree. So I have a piece of Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to use my embossing buddy. I'm going to rub that over, get rid of any static. Now, I'm not using my glass mat just because of the glare of the lights, but I do like working on it normally. So I'm going to use this mat for now. I've got a nice new Versamark ink pad here, which is nice and juicy and I mean, obviously I use mine a lot for classes and I've had them a long time. So it kind of discolored and things. So I kind of needed to get a new one. But you can get, I don't know if you know, but you can get a Versamark refill. So if you're finding it's dry and not working so well, then definitely re-ink it, and that will give you, more life in it. You just got to be careful that the stamps don't have colour on it and then contaminate the ink. So that's what you've got to be careful of. All right, now I'm going to try and just sort of, I want a bit of a gap around it to cut, but I'm going to do it slightly, rather than the middle, slightly at an angle, because then I could do another one. Actually, let's just do two at once and I'll show you what I mean. So if I do one like that, I'll work fairly quickly. And then I can turn the other one around. Make sure you've got a gap because we do have to cut around it. There we go. And then I've got two within my space. Moving quickly while it's still wet. I feel like I'm making a bit of a mess here. We're going to sprinkle our gold powder over it. And you'll see, unfortunately, over time you gather a few extra bits in there. All right, and give it a little flick if you need to. If you've got bits where you don't want it, grab a paintbrush, and I've got a big paintbrush there. I'm not sure where my little paintbrush is. Or if you're careful enough with your finger, we are going to cut it out anyway, but you could wipe any extra bits. I think I need a little bit extra there. All right, we don't have to rush once we've done this bit. We can put it aside, but you do need to be careful that you don't knock it and brush any off. So I'm going to tip this back in. So if you don't have one of these, you could just use some paper or something to capture all the excess off, or you might already have it in a container. The only problem I find with a container is you've got several colours and it just takes more room to store, whereas one of these is quite easy to store. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing some answers there. Beige, excellent. You're very clever. It is the basic beige. You are right. So just a little bit more subtle, not as bright as a white. Okay, excuse the noise. Move that away. And we're going to move that away too. Heat this. So you'll see it go shiny and melt, and then we know that it's done. It's coming. Here it comes. Sorry. Can you see? Well, look at that. You can see what's melted and what hasn't. I love the gold. It looks very stunning. Make sure you get right to the ends of things. You don't want to leave a tiny tip off. Right, we'll do the other one too. We won't cut them both out, but that's just so how you can get two on a page close together, be economical. Right, we don't want to oversee. There's a couple of tips that I had to go back and see. Oops, sorry, off camera slightly. So just have a good look at it at different angles and make sure that it is all dry. Now, I wouldn't cut it straight away because it might be soft and then you'll smudge it. So what we'll do is we'll stamp our greeting and then we'll cut it out. So I need a scrap piece of basic beige. I'm going to use the Seasons greeting from the stamp set, and I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler. Whoops. And then I'm going to cut it out with the Labeled with Love punch. Now it is red and it obviously will stain a bit. Try and wash it as soon as you can, but it will, when you use reds, it just stains it. It's just the way it is. Okay. So we're going to punch this out. This is a very cool punch. I find it very useful. Just the right size for lots of greetings. Very good. All right. And while we're waiting for, well, it should be dry, but since we're here, we will try and keep my camera straight. Don't like it when those lines aren't even. We'll tie a little bow, get that ready. So this is the gold trim combo. So there's gold and silver in the pack. And with these trees, I've been doing lots of gold. So I've nearly used all my gold up. So we'll tie a little bow with this. And I have included with the description of today's live, there is a link and you can click on it and see the different products I've used if you can't remember what I've used. Right, probably need to give that a wash so the Versamark doesn't set on there. Okay, so this is our die cut. Oh no, it's our stamped image, which we are going to die cut. So I need to find the Christmas tree that is like the outline, and we are going to cut that out. So we want to try and have an even edge around it. So kind of place it, just sort of look down the bottom, make sure it's centered at the top, and then sort of an even on each side. And then we're going to use a piece of, I use removable tape to hold it in place. And then we're going to die cut that. So I'll bring my machine back up. I will just check the placing didn't move as I carried it to my machine. And sorry, you'll just have to watch it come out the other end, otherwise it's going to hit my camera. Right, I need to just align it again. Sorry, patience here. I think that's pretty good. Top plate on, and through we go. So has anybody else got this set, used it, looking forward to playing with it? So many different trees, which is very cool. All right, I have to move that so I don't hit the camera. Hopefully I haven't moved it. My cardstock is sticking out the side. Oh well, I just have to go with that. All right, here we go. Let's see how that looks. Gently remove the tape. We don't want to damage it. And that's pretty good. So I've cut that out on Mossy Meadow, in case you're wondering. Gone for a darker green with the cherry cobbler. Okay, so there we go. Now with our dies, we have these. So I've got a star, which I've pre-done and cut earlier just to save time. And I put them in this little container, but they've all fallen out. I've knocked them over, so I'm having to pick them all up. So let me get a star, which we'll probably put on at the end actually. And these are, where are they? So this is the little trunk. So I'm going to put a dab of glue here. Whoops, that's too big a dab of glue. So let's just get a scrap piece of something. I don't want it too sticky, and kind of wipe some off. We want it sticky, but not too sticky. And we're going to put our trunk on. Do you know what I find useful when doing this, when it's hard to pick up? So put it up the right way. Oh, now I'm getting, no, that's upside down. Turn it over. Use the putty end, basically what I'm trying to say. Then you can pick it up. Put it where you want it. Make it nice and straight. Okay, good. So while we let that dry, let's put our circle onto our card. So our basic beige circle. Move those out the way. Move our mess out the way. And where have I buried my circle? You did see it before, so it was around. I have probably lifted it up and moved it away with something. Is it up here? You saw it. I had it. It's not inside the card. No. All right, let's move these dies out the way and we will find it. I know we will. I can't cut another one. Well, I can, but has it gone on the floor? Oh, it's right there in front of me. I don't know what I'm thinking. You guys must think I am silly. It's right here. Oh my goodness, it was on the card all along. Okay, so we're going to put that on with some dimensionals. I'm trying to find it, and it's right in front of me. Okay, so if the rougher side is the, what do you call it, the back, I guess. So this one should give a nicer finish. This one here, you can tell that that's the back. All right, let's take off our dimensionals. Okay, so let's put that about here. I actually quite like the way we've chosen this at the bottom. I think that looks quite good. All right, so for our tree, we can put that on there. So we'll get a few more dimensionals. So I'll put a couple of bigger ones at the bottom and maybe a bigger one up here. And then I've also got mini. So we'll put one on our trunk at the bottom and then one near the top. And then we'll put another one on for when the star goes on. So of course, in this particular spot, you could put this one on too if you wanted. So, you know, it's up to you, but I'm going to keep the same of what we did before. Lovely. And then I'm going to put a little dimensional, kind of slightly tuck it under, and find my star, which I prepared earlier. Nope, that's a silver one. I want a gold one. There we are. Like so. It's a little bit to the, oops, okay, we've got it on the back now. We can put it exactly where we like. Maybe I should have put the dimension on the back of the star. There we go. Sentiment. So we're going to put that down here. So have you used basic beige before? Is it a colour you've used? Now use all your dimensionals. We're going to use what's around the edge here. Might as well make the use of all of them. And we're going to put that down like so. Then, of course, to finish it off, we need a few embellishments. All right, so the embellishments that I've got is the bow that we did earlier. So I'm going to use a glue dot to put that on. And then some sparkle. Now my back is getting sore because I'm standing up leaning over a low table. So I'm actually going to sit for this next bit as I put this on. Okay. Do you stand or sit when you craft? It'd be interesting to know. So there we go. So what do I need? Mini glue dots. So what I like to do is I tie a bit of ribbon or twine around the end here, and then I kind of know where the end is, and then every now and again I'll cut it off. I'll pick up that mini glue dot and put that on our card. And then I can just trim that off. Okay. And the other one is these, I'm not sure how you say it, drussy embellishments or something. So they're silver and gold. Well, is that silver or clear? I don't know. So we're going to go for a big one up here and a little one over here and another little one on the left. 3 is good. Odd numbers are good. That just adds a bit of sparkle in our circle. All right, let's move everything else out the way. Is that what you'd call them? Drussy? But yeah, so they're very cool. All right. Now, if you want to in the inside, what did I do? I'm trying to remember. Oh, that's right. There is an outline stamp and a very Merry Christmas. So let's, got a couple of these ready to go. So the outline stamp should be ready. So we've got that one. And yes, I do have the outline stamp. And we're going to use some Mossy Meadow ink. So if you don't want to write too much on the inside, this is how you can do that. So I'm going to ink it up. Now it has gone a little bit on the middle, so as long as we don't, oh, even more than that now, don't rock it, keep it flat, I'm hoping we'll be good. Let's try. So about there, methinks, hoping for the best. Ah, she says, don't rock it. Hopefully that's, yay, it didn't indent. Now I will wipe that straight away because I don't want the ink to stick. So I'm using a chamois. So chamois is quite good for a quick wipe, but then I like my stamping scrub for giving them a good clean. All right, now we need a very Merry Christmas. So sort of near the bottom because Christmas is quite a big word. So beautiful. All right, and that can go on the inside. So whether you, what's that, the card we already done, you could put a red layer around it, or you could just have, this is the basic beige as well, just to tie in with what happened on the front. And I do like to layer up the back too, because it gives it a bit more support. Because if we've got, you know, a few layers and it's quite heavy when it stands up, if you've got an extra layer or two in the back, then that kind of helps balance it out a little bit too. All right, so there we go. A very Merry Christmas. So there are our cards. Let me just tidy up my mess a little bit. Okay. So hopefully, so what do you like actually? Do you like the gold at the top or the gold at the bottom? I'd love to know. Let me know what you like. Yeah, I actually think I like what you guys suggested. I quite like it at the bottom. All right, so just to finish off, remember there's all sorts of possibilities with these dies. You can gold on the green, or where did the other ones go? All my samples. I moved them out the way. Oh, the other thing I forgot to tell you, I can't see them. Where are they? Oh, they're down here, out the way. Oh, so green on gold, gold on green. There we go. Remember, use the adhesive sheets. You can have like silver on a blue. I've actually done silver on a night and navy. That's very stunning. Just stamping it, embossing it like we have. And then there's these embellishments and not embellishments, but these die cut things as well. I'm going to have to tip them out. So if you wanted to, you could add, where's it gone? I'd probably put a dab of glue or a glue dot down, and you could put a few ornaments on it. Actually, that looks quite cool. Where's the other one? Here. So you get 3 at a time. So you could add, that's pretty cool. Well, I wouldn't do both, but you could, or you could add bows instead. A bow. Or you could add both. Who's that? So what I've used for this is I've used the glimmer paper. So this is kind of the cherry cobbler. So I'm not going to stick them down, but just to give you an idea of what you can add. So I cut that out of the festive glimmer paper. So that's very good as well. Or it actually looks quite nice with that little bit of red. Maybe I'll have to have a little play with that afterwards. Okay. Any questions? Yes, the gold does look good at the bottom. Okay, so a couple of other things to show you and tell you about. Just a reminder that I've got my paper share. So it wasn't my newsletter, if you follow my newsletter, and I have mentioned it on my lives as well. So the different papers that are in the mini catalogue, this is just a sample of some of them. You'll get basically a quarter share of each of them. And generally a 6 by 12, unless it is a 6 by 6, then obviously it stays that size. So sign up by, I think the date is early next week. So when I get a group of 4, I'll let you know and then invoice you, because I need 4 people to make up a group. We've already got some completed groups, but I'm willing, can start some more as well. And there's also the option of a ribbon share. So there's 4 or 5 ribbons that you get a sample of each. So the paper share is 80, the ribbon share is 26. Buy them, get them both for 100, so you save on that. All right, and then the other thing that's coming up in a couple of weeks' time. So on the 5th of October, don't know if you know, but it's World Card Making Day. So World Card Making Day, Stampin' Up! Are doing a free virtual event. It'll be like for an hour, and it is at 2 p.m. Australian time, which is 5 p.m. New Zealand time. So it'll be sort of focused at those particularly who are maybe new to stamping, giving you some different ideas. So if you scan this QR code, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on your screen, whether that's in focus or out of focus, I'll try and share a link somehow that you can, I didn't put a link up for that on my blog. I'll have to do that on this post. You can take part and you can either just sit and watch, or you can craft along. It's up to you, but that is lots of fun too. So it's always good to be able to craft with others. All right, so coming back to me, swap cameras. This one we now need. There we go. Hello again, I'm back here. All right, so thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Decorative Trees Bundle. There are so many possibilities with that. If you are ordering it, I would recommend the adhesive sheets because they are useful for those die cuts, and the gold or silver foil works well with it too, and even some of the glimmer paper, so they're great as well. So if you do need to order anything, whatever, do let me know. You can order through me. I'm happy to help you with your order, or you can order online. Remember the paper share that I'm offering if you'd like to sign up, and also World Card Making Day. So lots of exciting things happening. So appreciate you being here. I look forward to sharing with you again soon. And if you're watching this later, still feel free to comment, ask questions, and I will do my best to answer you as well. So thanks so much. Remember, I'm here each Thursday at 1:30 p.m. New Zealand time. Also, if you're not on my mailing list, please sign up to that, and you'll be kept up to date with what's happening, as well as exclusive tutorials and things that are only for my newsletter subscribers. And in a few weeks' time, I'll be starting the 12 weeks of Christmas. So that's a weekly email with an exclusive tutorial giving you different ideas for Christmas. So I know it's September and we're thinking about Christmas, but we've got to be prepared. So thank you for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you again